Hello everyone, welcome to the video tutorial series of the web development. I am your instructor Varsha Tak. Let's start our lecture series. So at the end of this video, you will be able to learn about HTML frames and we will see the HTML meta tag. So let's see how to define the HTML frames. So HTML frames are used to divide your browser window into multiple sections, where each section can load a separate HTML document. So a collection of frames in the browser window is known as the frame set. So why the frame is used? Suppose you want to divide your browser window in three parts, and this three different part you want to display the three different documents. So at that time you can use this HTML frames. The window is divided into frames in a similar way the tables are organized into rows and columns. Okay, so according to the rows and columns, you can divide the HTML frames. Okay, so here how to create a frame, creating a frames. So to use the frames on a page, we use the frame set tag instead of the body tag. So instead of the body tag, we have to use the frame set tag. The frame set tag defines how to divide the window into frames. Okay, so how to divide window into frame, whether using the columns or whether using the rows. So for the columns, you have to use the cols attributes, and for the rows, you have to use the rows attribute. So here you can see, sorry. So the rows attributes of the frame set tag defines the horizontal frames and cols attribute defines the vertical frames. So each frame is indicated by a frame tag and it defines which HTML document shall open into the frame. Okay, so each frame is indicated by the frame tag and it defines which HTML document shall open into the frame. So now the size or width of the column and row is set in the frame set is in the following way. So you can use the different way. So you can use the absolute value in the pixel. So if you know the perfect pixel size, so at that time you can use this pixel value for dividing the frames. Okay, so frame set calls 300, 400 or 300. And you can use the percentage value also to define the frames. So here you can see the frame set rows the 30%, 40% or 30%. That means the 30% of your entire window that will be allocated to the frame 1, 40% that will be allocated to the frame 2 and 30% that will be allocated to the frame 3. And now you can use the wildcard values also. So here suppose 2 you have divided using the 30%, 30%. So rest of it is what? That is a 40%. So that 40% will be allocated to the second frame because here we have used the star. Okay, so frame set calls is equal to 30% star and 30%. In the above example, the star will take the remaining percentage for the creating vertical frames. Okay, so here you can see these are the three different way to creating the frames. Now here you can see you can define the frames also and you can define the nested frames also. Okay, so nested frame you can achieve the more complex layout by using the nested tag, that means the frame set inside the frame set. Okay, so any frame within the frame set can contain the another frame set. So for example, here you can see the it shows the layout of the two columns and first with the two rows and the second with the three rows. So this is created by the nesting two tags with the row specifications within a top level that specifies the columns. Okay, so here you can see this this is the entire window. First we have divided this window in two columns, and after that we have divided first column in a two rows and second column in a three rows. So here total 5 frame is that. Then how to define this? So here you can use the frame set calls is equal to 50%. That means the 50% of the entire window will be allocated to the column 1 and 50% of the entire window will be allocated to the column 2. Okay, and after that we have defining this columns in two same parts, two equal parts. So for that we have used the frame set rows is equal to 50%. So here this entire column is divided in two parts and here we have two frames. So frame src is equal to frame1.html and frame src is equal to frame2.html. That means after that you have to use this frame tag in which you have to give the source of that particular document that you want to display in this page. Okay, and here you have completed this frame set attribute. That means this first frame set is over. Now for this second frame set. So frame set rows is equal to 33%, 33% and star. So here this entire portion is a 66% and remaining portions will be allocated to the frame 5. Okay, so frame src frame3.html, and here frame src is equal to frame4.html. So fourth one will be displayed over here, and after that frame src is equal to frame5.html. So frame 5 will be displayed over here. So this is the frame inside frame. Now let's see the practical for displaying the frames. So let's see first. So here this is the practical for displaying the frames. So here you can see here we have defined the HTML document, we have given the title HTML frame. Now we have defined the frame set. Rows is equal to, that is 30%, 40% and 30%. We have divided this frame set according to rows. So it will divide in the horizontal way. So first we don't have defined here the nested frames. So that's why we just have to define this 3 frame, because we have used over 3 values. That's why. So 3 frame is there. Frame name is equal to top, just for the reference purpose. SRC, that is equal to www.google.co.in. So in first frame it will display the Google web page. Then in second frame, that is a main frame, that is a ul.html, that we have already seen this ordered list and unordered list and a definition list in last lecture. So that file is there in this desktop. So I have given the path of that file over here. So it will display this ul.html, and in the last frame it will display this dl.html. Okay, so let's see the output of this. So here you can see this 3 page is displayed over here in the vertical page. Here you can see this first, it is a Google web page. Okay, and after that this is what the unordered list that I have the type soccer. And here you can see if the content is fit enough to the window, then there is no scroll bar, and if content is not enough fit to the this window, then we have the scroll bar over here. So you can see over here we have scroll bar, and this is what, this is the definition list. See over here. Okay, so this 3 window is displayed, 3 different window is there. So that is known as the frame. Now let's check this for the vertical. So here in place of rows, what we have to use? We have to use the calls attribute. Okay, so just save it and execute this practical. So here you can see this is the Google web page. In the first column here, this is this two are fit enough to the window, so no scroll bar is that. So like this way you can display this HTML frames. Now let's see the example for the nested frame. So all of you have the better idea about how to define the nested frame. So here I have defined the frame set calls, that is 50%, 50%. That means in a 2 portions I have divided this. Then after that I have defining that frame set rows 50%, then 50%. That means first row I have divided, first column I have divided in the 2 row. Okay, after that in which I have defining 2 frames. So 2 frame is there. So for that I have to define the source. Okay, and after that I have defined the frame set rows is equal to 30%, 30% and the 40%, or you can use over here star also, that is a wildcard character. Okay, so here then next frame src, I have used the pages that is available in this desktop. Okay, and after that I have completed 2 frame set. So now let's see this output. So you will have the better idea about this. So let's check it this for the nested frames, how this nested frame will be displayed. So let's check the output for this. So here you can see this is the first frame set part. So this is one column and this is second column. Now in this second frame set, we have divided it in two parts, that is 50%, 50%. And here we have divided in three parts, that is 30%, 30% and rest of the part. Okay, so here you can see this is the different frames that is pages that is available in the different frame. Here you can see this is the our description, definition description list. This is the ordered list. This is the abbreviation tag. So here if you are hovering the mouse, it will display this tag. Here you can see, you can scroll down and you can see over here. And this is the ordered list and this is the Google web page. Got it? So like this way you can display the this HTML frames. Now, what are the advantages of frame? It allows the user to view the multiple documents within a single web page. Okay, so you can display the multiple documents using the single web page. It loads the pages from the different servers in a single frame set. Okay, and so multiple pages you can just load in the single frame set from the different server also. And the older browser that do not support the frames can be addressed using the tag. So so can be addressed using the tag that we have used the no frame tag. So let's just check it. So you will have the better. So here you can see if your browser will not support the frame. So at that time we can use this no frame attribute. So it will display that your browser does not support the frame. So this no frame attributes, no frame tag you can use to displaying that your browser does not support the frame. Okay, so the older browser that do not support the frames can be addressed using the tag. Okay, now what are the disadvantage of this HTML frame? Due to some of its disadvantage, it is rarely used in the web browser. So which are these disadvantage? Frames can make the production of the website complicated. User is unable to bookmark any of the web pages viewed within the frame. Okay, so first is what the frames can be production of the website that is complicated is that, okay, sometimes it may be possible that that page will not be loaded properly. A user is unable to the bookmark, so we cannot do the bookmark because there are multiple pages there in the single window, so we cannot bookmark that page. The browser back button might not work as the user so. Why? Because we have multiple windows, so when we will press the back way on which page the browser should be redirected, so this will not work proper way. The use of too many frames can put a high workload on the server. Okay, so if you are using the too many frames, so it will load the page very slowly. Many old web browser does not support the frame. So these are the disadvantage of the frame. So because of this reason, we are not using the frames. Now, which are the supported browser for the frame tag? So that is a Google Chrome, Internet Explorer, Firefox, Opera, Safari. All these browsers support the HTML frames. Now next is the HTML meta tag. The meta tag means the information about the data. So meta, that means what? Data about data, information about the data. The meta tag in HTML provides the information about the HTML document, or in a simple words, it provides the important informations about a document. Okay, so these tags are basically used to add name value pairs to describe the properties of the HTML document. So every time we have to use the name value pairs to describe the property of the document, such as expiry date, author name, list of keywords, document author. So any type of information if you want to specify, you can use the name value pair and you can use the meta tag for such purpose. This tag is an empty element because it only has an opening tag and no closing tag, but it carries information within its attributes. A web document can include one or more meta tags depending on the information, but in general, it does not affect the physical appearance of the document because it will not affect any physical appearance of the document because it will not display anything on the document. It just provides the extra information about the web document. So here the meta tag attribute first is the name. So name for the property, it can be anything. Examples include the keyword descriptions, author, revised, generator, etc. Content, it specifies the properties value, and HTTP wiki, that is used for the HTTP response message header. For example, HTTP wiki can be used to refresh the page or to set the cookie. So if you want to refresh the page after some time, so at that time you can use this attribute. This value includes the content type, expires, refresh, and set cookies. Set specifies the character encoding for the HTML document. Okay, and next is a viewport. Then what is the viewport? Viewport is a user visible area of the web page. Suppose you are using the mobile phone, then you have a different viewport. You are using the iPad, then you have a different viewport. And if you are using the laptop, then you have the different. Means size of the screen is different in each and every device. So whatever the page is that will be loaded same way in the three different devices. Okay, so that is what the use of the viewport that we can do. It varies with the device. It will be smaller on the mobile phone and then on the computer screen. So meta name, viewport content width is equal to device width, and initial scale is equal to 1.0. So this gives the browser instructions on how to control the web page dimensions and the scaling. So the width is equal to device width. Part sets the width of the page to follow the screen width of the device, which will vary depending on the device. And the initial scale is equal to 1.0. Part sets the initial zoom level when the page is first loaded by the browser. Now these are the examples that define the keywords for the search engine. So meta name, keywords, content is equal to HTML, CSS, Java point. Okay, and define the description of the web page. So at that time we can use the meta name is equal to description, and content is equal to free web tutorials for HTML and CSS. Then author of the page name is equal to author, content is equal to genre. Refresh about the every 30 seconds. So you can at that time you can use the HTTP equi refresh is equal to content 30. So after every 30 seconds it will be refreshed. Then defining viewport, meta name is equal to viewport, content is equal to width is equal to device width, and initial scale is equal to 1.0 that we have just seen in the last slide. So what will happen whenever you have defining this, so the document will be displayed that will be fit to your screen. Now let's see the programs for this meta tag. So you will have the better idea about this. So here you can see we have defined this meta tag, character set that is UTF-8 encoding. Meta name description, that content is equal to free web tutorials, like this way you can define. Meta name keywords is equal to content HTML, CSS, XML, JavaScript. Then author is equal to genre, and meta name is equal to viewport, content is equal to width is equal to device width, and initial scale 1.0. That means it will fit to your the user screens. Okay, and here HTTP equi refresh is equal to content is equal to 3. So after every 3 seconds, your page will be refreshed. Okay, so let's see the output of this. So we will have the better idea. We are just able to see this output. Rest of the output we are not able to see because this is the extra information about your document. That is for the web browser purpose. We are not able to see any output of this. Just see the page is refreshed after every 30 seconds. So let's see. So here you can see all the meta informations goes into the head sections. Okay, just a second. It will directly redirect it to the Google web page. So that we have used. Just check it. Okay, I have not saved the document because old one I have executed first. So just save it and execute it once again. So you will have the better idea about this. So you can here you can see after every 3 seconds this page is refreshed. See over here. Okay, is it happening? Yes, it is refreshing. But let's see in detail. So after every 3 seconds, it will be redirected to the any other web page. So suppose I am using this, I am just commenting this, okay, and I am removing the comment from over here. So here you can see the meta HTTP equi refresh content 3. That means after every 3 seconds, the page will be redirected to the google.co.in. Got it? So just let's see the output of this. So just after 3 seconds, it will be redirected to the google.co.in. Got it? So like this way, this meta tag is useful. Okay. Okay, and this is the examples of the without viewport without viewport meta tag and with viewport meta tag. So if you are not using the meta tag, viewport meta tags, and then your content will be displayed like this. And if you are using the viewport, this with viewport meta tag, then your this content will be displayed like this in your mobile devices. So in this lecture, we have learned about the HTML frames and how we are able to define this horizontal frame and vertical frame, and how to define the nested frames. And after that, we have learned about the HTML meta tag. Okay, so remaining interesting topic we will cover in the next lecture. Thank you for watching. We will meet in the next lecture. Thank you.